This is the largest transaction in the history of our country. And don't let some of these politicians go around saying, because I'm telling you, these countries are calling us up, kissing my ass. They are dying to make a deal. Please, sir, make a deal. I'll do anything. I'll do anything, sir.
Does this sound like a man who really cares about the small people in this country? He is up here saying that countries are calling, kissing his behind. Is this presidential? If Barack Obama did a tenth of what Donald Trump is doing, you would have had him impeached. You would not ever, ever let a person like him even think about coughing on the White House. And this is what we're allowing Donald Trump to do. Make us look like freaking idiots on the world stage. Do you really think that a country, especially a country like China, mind you, I didn't learn this till today, but they have a saying for pain. They're used to pain in their freaking economy. They're so used to pain. They got a saying for it in China. Chinese. I'm not even gonna try and say it and try and disrespect them, but Americans, we ain't used to no freaking pain. We don't like it when the lights go out. We don't like it when our phone service don't work. We don't like it if we are inconvenienced in the slightest. And we have Donald Trump picking fights with major economies and then trying to humiliate them on the world stage. Do you not think this is running over and over and over again on the BBC, on whatever communist news channels that are in China, on whatever channels that are in the UK or Australia or Canada or Mexico? The same way we have patriotism in our country, they have it in theirs. And I promise you, they are running this over and over and over and over and over and over and over again so that their citizens are also riled up and saying, well, if this is how you feel, I'll pay the extra little bit of change. Because guess what? They can work around America. Do you think right now that they're not trying to make free trade agreements with our biggest adversary, China, Canada, Mexico, the EU, India, Vietnam, Singapore? Do you really think these countries are waiting on us? Do you really think that they're sitting back, hand in foot, hat in foot, hand in foot, however you say it, waiting for America to change their mind? No, these people, these countries, especially when you have somebody talking like this, are already saying, "Oh, okay, that's how he feels." Is that is that really how he feels? Because we can work around America. You don't think they're on the phones right now trying to find different ways of making sure and shoring up their nations and their supply chains? And this is what we have: a clown doing clownish buffoonery on the world stage, embarrassing us further. And do you know what our Republican lawmakers are doing? Nothing. Nothing. Here's a clip of House Representative Member McGovern explaining exactly what the Republican Party has done, just so that they can tell you they can't do nothing.
And I guess we're not going to get an answer, but it wasn't allowed because Republicans changed how time itself works in the House to prevent a vote on tariffs that is allowed under the law. Now, I just want to be clear here, Mr. Speaker, because the stakes are very high. We're talking about whether this House has the authority under the current rules to stop the President of the United States from imposing disastrous, calamitous tariffs that are causing economic chaos, raising prices for regular Americans, and causing uncertainty for businesses. A motion to discharge Ranking Member Meek's resolution is not allowed because Republicans literally changed the definition of what a day is to protect themselves from voting on tariffs. Now, we should have been able to call it up after 15 days, but Republicans are pretending 34 days is less than 15 days. Republicans rigged the rules to protect Donald Trump, Mr. Speaker, and to protect themselves from voting on his tariffs. House Resolution 211, which the Republican majority adopted in March, changed the operation of the calendar.
And just so you understand what he's talking about, what the Republican Party did was literally make the entire session, one day. So technically, if you look at the Republican calendar, it is still day one. Isn't that some BS? You have hardworking Americans losing jobs. We just saw this with Stellantis. They got 900 people laid off. We don't know when the American workers are going to be back. working yet. We know when the Mexican and Canadian workers will be back working. We don't know when the American workers will be back working. We just saw, let me see if I can bring it up. We just saw news come out. The Columbia's Dispatcher, Microsoft pushes back the $1 billion plan for data centers in Central Ohio. This was jobs. They're abandoning it because of tariffs. That's why it's too expensive. It's too expensive. And we have a Republican Congress who just gave up all their freaking power. Yeah, that's what we have currently. Like, do they not remember that they ran on lowering costs, not increasing them? As of midnight tonight, when this video is being created, tomorrow when you wake up and this video is posted, it will be anywhere from 10 cents to $1.04 on every dollar added to every dollar on any imports that come into this country. So that means if you're purchasing something for $1, the cost of that good will be $2.04 if it comes from China. Here's something you might not know. Look around your house. About 40% of goods come from China. I'm pretty sure it's a lot more than that, but I'm taking that from 40% of goods at least sold on Amazon in the last article I checked. Chinese. And I buy a lot of stuff from Amazon. I know a lot of y'all do because guess what? It's convenient, especially if you're a parent. They do not care at all. And then this is what Donald Trump wanted to add on while at this conference.
But we're going to tariff our pharmaceuticals, and once we do that, they're going to come rushing back into our country because we're the big market. The advantage we have over everybody is that we're the big market. So we're going to be announcing very shortly a major tariff on pharmaceuticals, and when they hear that, they will leave China, they will leave other places because they have to sell. Most of their product is sold here.
That's what he's not getting. And his idea behind all of this makes no sense. So now we're going to have these tariffs of 10 cents to $1.04 coming on. Now we also on every dollar of every good that we buy. And now we have him saying he wants to now say, oh, now that I've kicked you all you're back in a little bit, let me just push you on the floor and add on tariffs to pharmaceuticals, hurting our most vulnerable. Like, I don't get how rich people, really rich people, convince poor people that they cared about them. And I'm not saying there aren't good billionaires and millionaires. We've seen them. We have Mark Zuckerberg. We have a lot of actors in Hollywood that have made a lot of money that voted the right way. But I don't know if you realize this, but almost every person in Trump's cabinet is a millionaire or a billionaire. Every single one. You don't have a average person in there anywhere. And you're expecting them to rig the rules to help you? Don't be that naive. Like when you've lost Fox News and Fox News is explaining to you that you might want to rethink this and your tariff policy is not making full sense. Maybe you might want to be like, oh, okay, let me take 2 steps back because we know they love to kiss his dear ear. Watch this clip.
Just heard, I don't know if you heard Art Laffer in the prior interview, but Art doesn't believe that the trade deficit should be a metric. I don't really either. I mean, Mr. Secretary, if you get your tax cuts, and I guess you're well on the way, you get your deregulation. These are all huge pro-growth items. Okay. We will grow. We, the United States, will grow faster than Japan. We will grow faster than almost anybody. Therefore, almost by definition, by growing faster than the rest of the world, we're always going to have a trade deficit. So I don't know why you'd want to use the trade deficit in a calculation for a reciprocal charge. I understand your point about non-tariff barriers. I get that. That's why I would have chosen a handful of countries, I don't know, maybe 10 or a dozen countries, and really carefully pinpointed it. But to apply this to the whole world on the basis of trade deficits, is that really the best in your judgment? You've been around a long time. You've looked at these. You've done analysis. Is that really where we should be at?
Well, look, Larry, the trade deficit, as you and Art know, is a result of 3 things.
I'm not even going to do you the disservice of playing his convoluted answer. The Fox News person did not, because they understand that the Trump administration is retaliating against anybody that speaks out against them. This Fox News person literally wrapped himself up into a pencil to say, this is not a good idea. You know it's not a good idea. So why are you trying to push this when you yourself know this is not a good idea? And it's because Donald Trump has this weird fascination with tariffs. It's a beautiful word that he just realized was a word. The same way he has a beautiful fascination with the word of egg now, because it's a beautiful word that he did not know was a word that everybody used. Eggs. Does that not say enough to you that a person who now thinks that the word groceries, eggs, tariffs might not be living in your same reality, at least not financially. He doesn't even know the beautiful regular word of groceries and eggs. But this is who y'all elected. It baffles me. The one good thing is we did have Hakeem Jeffries call out Mike Johnson and has asked him to come for a quality to explain to the American people why he is trying to push these terrible policies down our throat. Let me pull that up for y'all. So we have this here from Hakeem Jeffries. He posted it on X. Let's read it. Hakeem Jeffries, Democratic leader, April 8th, 2025. Dear Speaker Johnson, I write to request a one-on-one debate formerly known as a quality on the House floor tomorrow with respect to the Republican budget resolution. Over the weekend, the Senate's passed a budget resolution that would cut Medicaid, food stamps, and veteran benefits in order to provide a $7 trillion tax break that would primarily benefit wealthy billionaires like Elon Musk. Republican members of Congress have repeatedly denied that painful cuts will be made. However, the nonpartisan Congressional Budget Office has confirmed that based on the text of the budget proposal, there is nowhere else for the cuts for such magnitude to come from other than areas like critical healthcare programs relied upon by everyday Americans to survive. The American people deserve to know the truth. I look forward to a one-on-one debate with you on the House floor to fully and transparently explain and defend our differing budgeting values to the American people. Sincerely, Hakeem Jeffries. I don't think Speaker Johnson will take this. And the reason why is because if he goes on the floor and he defends this, that will be an ad ran by every Democrat running in a purple and light red leaning district. They will not keep the House. They're already, based off of these 15% switches in deep ruby red areas towards the Democrats, are unlikely to keep the House. And the Democrat majority will be one of a mandate, since they love to use that word. But y'all tell me what y'all think about all of this in the comments. I think this is some bullcrap. I think this is another day of Republicans ignoring their constituents, ignoring the American people, and lying about what they voted on. I am sick of our leaders giving up their power and not doing what is right for us. And I am so disappointed that there was some of us, a plurality of us, that truly did not believe our eyes and our ears and decided to trick ourselves into believing that people that are at the richest of the rich are the rich, top 1%, were going to come down and just change life for us drastically, like it wouldn't have taken from out of their pockets. It literally just not makes sense to me. But y'all, thank y'all so much for watching this video. I hope that I was able to give out some good information. I am a small YouTube creator, so I'm only at 70 subscribers as of right now. If you like this content, please subscribe, please share it with somebody, please like. If you were here for 1 second, I appreciate your time. If you were here for the entire video, you are freaking amazing. And thank you so much for the support. I hope to see you on the next video. Bye.